come back up to us because we can always send you back down to the floor for anything else that's going on.
Okay, cool. We are now live.
Good evening here from the Bobcat Den. Friday night under the court lights. Big matchup tonight. Tonight against the Sunnyside Blue Devils come to town against your Cienega Bobcats for the potential section championship.
Yeah, it's a huge game. Both teams coming in tonight, Nathan, on 7-game winning streaks. Up for stake tonight, well, just about everything. We're talking about PowerPoint standings. You've got Sunnyside at number 7 in the current PowerPoint rankings. Cienega coming in at number 9. Both teams, again, 7-game winning streaks. Both teams undefeated in Division II, Section 1. It's a huge game. So, of course, everything's at stake. Bragging rights locally. Two great teams, both excellently coached with just a superb group of players on both sides. Sunnyside loves to run up and down the floor in transition and create baskets. And we'll go to the starting lineups here, it looks like, for Sunnyside. All right, so Cesar Osuna, number 11, a senior guard coming in here. Number 12, the junior guard, Mikey Silva. Number 23, the senior forward, Carlos Lozoya. Number 24, the senior guard, Esteban Gutierrez. And their leader on the team, number 33, the senior forward, Jacob Inclán. And he is the man. He does everything. If you look at his stat line, he's a very versatile player. 24 points a game, 10.5 rebounds. And the stat line is loaded. Assists, steals, blocks. He's the leader in every category for that team as Cienega starts with their opening lineup here tonight. Of course, they're missing a huge component on that offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, more on that when we throw it down to Autumn here in a second. But for your Cienega starters, here Mr. Nichols, the sophomore Jordan Green, as I called him last game, the Peyton Manning of this team.
Yes.
Number 10, Andrew Leonard. This guy has handles out of this world. He's gained Coach Johnson's trust in and out. At number 15, Alex Wazinski. Great dunk last week, and he's growing to be a better and better player every game. At number 30, Frankie Trujillo, the wrecking ball. At number 45 is now we've been brought in, is starting for Isaiah Murphy. And speaking on that, we're going to throw it down to Autumn Weaver after this national anthem.
Right after the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to family and the Bobcat Nation, we want to take a moment. We lost a student this week, and we'd like to, I'm going to hand this over to Deja Lee, and she's going to represent our student body.
I'm sure most, if not all of you, have heard of the passing of our fellow Bobcat Adrian. This past Wednesday, January 27th, all of us here at Cienega gained yet another angel looking over our campus and community. This tragedy has brought us all closer as a community and brought to light how much of a family Vail really is. We must all depend on each other for safety and support throughout times like this, and look to each other for help throughout the good and bad times. Thank you for all coming out tonight. This one's for you, Adrian. Rest easy.
And now for a moment of silence and then the playing of our national anthem. Thank you.
And now after that, we'll throw it down to our very own Autumn Weaver with some more information on this game. Autumn.
Thanks, guys. Tonight is one of the biggest conference games of the year. The Sunnyside Blue Devils are coming in with a 7-game winning streak. Last night, the Sunnyside Blue Devils played Mountain View and won by a score of 52-35. The Blue Devils are an all-around good offensively and defensively. Fatigue could play a major factor in this game because they're coming in playing their second game in 2 nights. Cienega is also coming in on a 7-game winning streak, but their top scorer is not going to be participating in tonight's game due to a back strain. I talked to him earlier, and he said he should be out 3 to 4 days. He's heartbroken, but he feels that Cienega will come back in strong. Last year, Cienega versed the Sunnyside Blue Devils, and the game came down to the wire, and a buzzer beater shot was made by Terrence Johnson to seal Cienega's victory. This game could determine section champs. We'll see you at half.
Thank you very much, Autumn. And as she was talking, tip-off happened, and Sunnyside wins the tip-off.
Nice report there by Autumn Weaver, our sideline reporter for tonight's game. And the Blue Devils coming out here in all black, so they've got the black uniforms, black jerseys, black shorts with the blue numerals on them. And they've got 5 guys on the floor right now who can all handle the basketball very fluidly right now, trying to feel out, kind of like a boxer here, the opposition, and just trying to kind of get the rhythm underneath them here in the first minute of play. You see Cesar Osuna, the senior, and Mikey Silva, the junior guard, and a lot of movement, a lot of rotation going here as the basketball moves around. Not a lot of dribbling. That's a great sign of a team that's well coached. Not a lot of dribbles, a lot of passes here to keep that defense working for the Bobcats.
Cienega looks out coming early out in the zone, just trying to keep their paws on Inclon. They know exactly what this guy can do. Averaging a double-double coming to this game. They're putting it all on the line right now. And playing without Isaiah Murphy is huge. And putting someone that's not experienced in. And drains it there. Jordan Green getting it started early. Sunnyside looks to answer, can't. There he is. Inclon gets the rebound.
Open 3 there by Esteban Gutierrez, who hit the first basket for Sunnyside. That second one's off the mark. You can see what they do. It's a lot of quick shots, like shooters are ready to catch and shoot. It's very difficult to defend for Cienega going against Sunnyside here, a very fluid team that loves to pull the trigger and has no hesitation. There's Jordan Green for 3 off the mark. Frankie Trujillo with another rebound.
Someone's got to step up in Isaiah Murphy's place, whether it be Frankie Trujillo, even someone younger than him. Even if Willie Anderson wants to step up, someone has to, because who knows how long this guy will be out.
Well, there's Willie Anderson and a nice cut and a great feed by Jordan Green. Willie Anderson, the senior, getting the start in his fellow senior's place, and a quick basket for number 45.
Before this game, I was talking to McLean Mott, and he told me he couldn't say much about Isaiah Murphy because no one knew a whole lot about him. He said, I'd be surprised if I didn't start, but I would be surprised if I did.
Right. I don't know what you can pull from that.
It's a jigsaw puzzle, but
it is a jigsaw puzzle.
No one really knows what was going to happen, and apparently Coach Johnson, he made a right choice. Willie Anderson stepping in big early. He's a senior. He's been in this program all 4 years. He knows what he's got to do.
It's a great move by Coach, right, who knows exactly what he's doing to give a player who has given 4 years of his life to the program and give him a big start, like on the biggest stage in the biggest possible spotlight. And Willie Anderson, I think, is up to the challenge tonight. Alex Buzinski drew a charging foul against Carlos Lozoya, and there's a steal by Mikey Silva, and then picked again from behind by Alex Buzinski.
He thinks of himself as a defensive specialist. We've seen him. He can. Willie Anderson.
There he is. Willie Anderson feeling it here and feeding off the emotion in this crowd.
But talking on Alex Buzinski, he shows us that he can play some offense, but then he shows us he's a defensive specialist. He makes up for his own mistake.
Well, he said it himself, Alex Buzinski, saying he's a defensive specialist. And there's another pick, and then the ball retrieved by Mikey Silva. And then the Blue Devils very patient here on the outside. So they will turn the ball over, but what they turn over, they will regenerate. As you see a push on the back there by Carlos Lozoya. Fortunate not to get a second foul. He was pushing on the back there, and Willie Anderson battling for that rebound.
I'm just looking in this environment right now. This is as close as you can get to the playoffs. Semifinals, quarterfinals, state. This is as close as you can get without actually being there.
A lot of bodies in the seats tonight. You'll see a lot of red. Of course, that's in memory of Adrian Villanueva, who passed away earlier this week on Wednesday. So red is favorite color. The fans coming out here to support him, and the basketball team all wearing red socks in his honor as Andrew Leonard buries the three.
Last game, I called it myself. He was the hot hand, buzzer beater at halftime, drained it. He's earned every single ounce of trust that someone can put in a person, and Coach Johnson. And feisty defense here.
Gutierrez hits the three. That's his second basket.
Early timeout there, try to cool the nerves of all these players. Ball is passing around a lot. It's getting crazy.
Well, you saw Matt Johnson there giving a heartfelt high five to Willie Anderson coming off the floor, and he is rewarding his faith in him, is the senior Willie Anderson with 4 points. A layup on a nice backdoor cut fed by Jordan Green. Baseline jump shot showing touch. It's 10-5, 3:47 left in the first period, and there's so much emotion and energy in this building, right? So I've got times already early in this game here tonight. That's one factor going for the Bobcats as you look at the crowd here panning across through, is that they have this emotion. Everyone is unified together here. Losing a student, as painful as that is, it has the effect of galvanizing a community together, and everyone is in this thing together here tonight.
Without a doubt, more on Willie Anderson. He's almost doubled in these first couple minutes all of his points this whole season.
Andrew there jostling for a loose ball. They're going to call a foul on Cesar Osuna. So that's his first personal. That's the second against the Blue Devils. And Willie inbounds to Jordan Green here, being met at midcourt by Mikey Silva, junior guard number 12. So we'll see some turnovers, but we'll also see some steals as Alex draws the foul here, and it's going to be Mikey Silva with his first. So Osuna has a foul, Silva a foul, and Lozoya has one.
Yeah, the Blue Devils got to watch those fouls. Looking at their stat sheet, they don't have, outside their top five, they don't have players that have put up godly numbers. And they got to watch that because otherwise Cienega might run out of the building with this one.
Right, or big minutes, right? And I don't think, just based on the nature, the way that Sunnyside generates its offense is through rhythm and up and down tempo. They love to shoot threes. So if they're down, I know they were down 10-2, it's 10-5, just like that. Nice backcourt pass, and going up was Lozoya, fouled by Muzinski. So Carlos Lozoya will go to the line to shoot two. That's the first team foul against Cienega, and the first personal foul against Alex Muzinski.
Alex Muzinski this year, pretty much every game I've commentated, he's gotten in some foul trouble early, and most recently he's been able to keep himself out of foul trouble, and he's made big impacts in those games.
Right, and we saw the dunk, the punctuation exclamation mark to open the game last game against Rincon University, and an emphatic two-point jam off the steal. Willie Anderson a rebound there. So Willie is making his presence felt in all aspects of the game. 10-6 Cienega, 3 minutes on the clock here in the opening quarter. Well, you talked about players stepping up. Andrew Leonard, the second leading scorer. Willie Anderson with unexpected contribution off the bench. Frankie off for three, feeling it. That's only his third three-pointer attempted on the season, so that's not something that's in his normal repertoire. But Frankie can generate some offense, too, when he picks his spots, and he's shooting a very robust 57% from the field. So very selective. You won't see him take too many threes from downtown.
Definitely. Last game, he knocked down a three after it bounced all over the place, and maybe he felt a little bit something there. Coach Johnson biting his teeth, holding his hair, watching Frankie pull up that one.
Well, a friend of Adrian Villanueva as well, right? So a class with him and somebody that he's known coming up through elementary and middle school and into high school. So maybe trying to put one in for him. As we see Brevin Burnett, number 35, coming into the game. He's the first man off the bench for the Cats. A versatile player, a big athletic body who can create his own shot and also get rebounds on the floor.
And again, with Adrian, Brevin Burnett, I was told, took his death one of the hardest. He missed some practices, and he's probably going to play his heart out tonight.
For sure, for sure. And we know Brevin, we know his story, number 35. Big brother Brandon plays at Indiana State. He's a Sycamore, a senior forward/guard. His older sister played basketball, was more of an outside shooter, and really she was more concerned with how she looked on the floor, always with full makeup, and her parents even joked about that. Two great parents, very active in the community, and you know he's going to play his heart out tonight, just as he said.
Before the game, Autumn Weaver said that Sunnyside has feisty defense. These Cats are coming out with a feisty defense, turnover after turnover.
For sure. Frankie thought about it. Brevin will take it, just off on the three. Rebounded there by Esteban Gutierrez. You see that pass here. They will throw the ball down the floor very aggressively. As a travel there, Carlos Lozoya on the travel. And the first sub here for Sunnyside is number 4, Javier Betancourt. So the senior forward coming in, he's 6'2". And he will come out here to spell Esteban Gutierrez.
Sunnyside is a baseline team. You hear football teams saying we're sideline to sideline. They go baseline to baseline. They'll chuck the ball all over the place.
They do. They'll run full court press. They'll run half court trap. They'll try to create turnovers. That's their game. And Rob Harrison is a master coach who will pull all the strings whenever he feels like it. Anything to create confusion and disorder. As Frankie Trujillo, the rebound, but too strong on the putback. Just under a minute now in the first quarter. Cienega up 10-6.
They haven't put anything in since that 10-2 run.
And Cesar Osuna and Jacob Inclán on different pages there as the pass goes out of bounds. A turnover here for the Cats. McLean Mott subbing in, giving Frankie Trujillo a break. So this is a big challenge for Frankie, right? He's the biggest player on Cienega's roster, and he is athletic, but he is being asked to do a lot of running here up and down the floor. So we have Darius Williams, number 50, checking in for him, the junior small forward, with the basketball right now at midcourt, showing off his dribbling skills. He's got to be careful because Sunnyside is, they're a bunch of thieves picking the basketball on the floor. Cats now running the ball down to the end of the first quarter. Happy to settle for a last-second shot.
They're giving Brevin Burnett a lot of room in that corner, and he's proven that he can knock one down at any given time. And picking on the young blood in there, Darius Williams.
Jordan Green, finger roll is off, and that brings us to the end of the quarter. 10-6 Cats. Well, we talked about it a little bit in the pregame with Autumn Weaver's report. So you have Sunnyside coming in here playing their third game. They played on Tuesday night. They played last night against Mountain View, and now they're playing here at Cienega. So we could see the lingering effects here, a little bit of a hangover, and maybe not quite the bounce in their step that they had last night or on Tuesday night. So that's got to take a toll on a team.
Definitely. Probably see here early and often they're going to sub. They don't want their starting five to feel the fatigue in such a big game like this, and they come in ranked 7th. A loss tonight, not sure exactly how the rankings would work out, but I wouldn't believe it would take such a great hit. They still have to set themselves up for the upcoming playoffs, but without a doubt, fatigue is a big part of this game.
Teams coming in here tonight at this point of the season at 17-5, 3-0 in the section. They've got to kind of win out their string of games here because they are trying to protect those PowerPoint rankings and standings. Boy, all the media is in the house tonight. We have a photographer from the Arizona Daily Star. I see Daniel Ganua from the Star here reporting on the game tonight. I'm sure he's tweeting out updates at the end of the first quarter. It's great. He's one of our Twitter followers, and he retweets the stuff that you tweet out on our Bobcat TV page. And I want to remind you fans out there, please subscribe to our Bobcat TV channel on YouTube. No obligation whatsoever. We're just trying to get over 100 followers. As Andrew Leonard pulls the shot from the elbow, and it's off, rebounded by Inclán. He's so good on the boards.
They need to start feeding Inclán more and more.
Oh, it's a great pass down low to Javier Betancourt, his first basket.
But the more they feed Inclán, the more Cienega's defense is going to tighten up around him, and it's going to open up opportunities for other players.
Brevin for three, no good. Rebounded by Betancourt. Oh, excuse me, that's Mikey Silva on the rebound.
I feel like Cienega's trying to push the envelope, but just a little bit more than they should.
Inclán with a line drive three-pointer. So we saw his first rebound moments ago, and there's his first shot attempt. And it's a three on a line driver, and Sunnyside taking their first lead at 11-10. We have a foul on the floor here, and it's on Mikey Silva. That's his second. That's 4 team fouls against Sunnyside. The Bobcats have 1 team foul going against them. Sunnyside travels well. We knew that they would travel well here tonight. A very passionate fan base, and I was at their gym last night just kind of getting a read on what this team does, and high energy and excitement for this basketball team, a very passionate and knowledgeable fan base, as Inclán's three-pointer is short. Well, you called it, Nathan. Sunnyside does not run a very deep bench. They have 5 starters that play virtually the entire game, and they may bring 1 sub or 2 to spell some minutes for their starters from time to time. Lozoya getting set to check back into the game.
Cienega needs to start moving players around, make Sunnyside think more than they have to.
There's a steal. The pass to the outlet, Cesar Osuna. Behind the back pass. Boy, what a beautiful feed it was off the hands of Betancourt. Darius Williams there defending as well. But you can see what they like to do. Generate turnovers and run in transition, and it's all players to the basket, all at different angles. McLean Mott back on the floor, and Brevin Burnett comes out of the game as Esteban Gutierrez gets set here on offense. Nearly a backcourt. You see the speed there and the reaction time of Cesar Osuna. All these guys great handlers. Downtown for 3, no good, but there's Javier Betancourt with the rebound and the quick layup. He's got 4 points here coming off the bench.
Frankie Trujillo's got to box out. They're going to live and die in the paint, and that is Frankie Trujillo's domain. He's got to box out down there, give his team a chance.
It's true. That's where he lives. Nice move to the basket. The left hand, very smooth by Frankie. His first basket here. Another bullet pass, and Betancourt, Javier on the layup. A great bullet pass from the top of the key. You can see that deft ball handling and the precise passing.
It looked like Alec Bazinski messed up on an assignment. Him and Frankie were supposed to stay down low, and he came up at the top of the key and ultimately hurt his team, just like Frankie Trujillo did just right there.
Another turnover. Inclán back out to Gutierrez. Open from the corner was Betancourt, and Javier's shot is off. Trujillo on the rebound. And the pass there by McLean, a good idea, but not crisp enough to go to Frankie. Intercepted. And there you see Inclán doing what he does best. Off of the fast break opportunity, he's got 5 points. And the biggest lead to the game to this point is 5 here by Sunnyside, up 17-12. A 12-2 run. Alyssa Lubin, our director here tonight, telling us that Sunnyside going on to a 12-2 run. So what was a 12-5 deficit or 12-5 lead for Cienega has turned around exactly opposite now at 17-12 Sunnyside Blue Devils. You can see what they do best, Nathan. They run up and down the floor, they create turnovers, and they get points in transition.
Definitely. Cienega, they came out firing on all cylinders. Sunnyside then settled in, and they started making Cienega push the envelope. Cienega's turning the ball over way too much. They're taking shots that are low percentage. They're a high percentage shooting team. They need to feed Frankie in the paint, which then can suck the defense in. They can dish it out to Andrew Leonard or Jordan Green, and they cause mismatches.
I think that's a great point. They can go down to the low post. Frankie has the skills to post up. He also has the passing ability to give it to a shooter on the outside. But if they want to post him up, he has size in terms of weight and height over any of the players on that Blue Devils team, although they're all athletic, and Inclán in particular can leap to the rafters. So even though Frankie has weight on Jacob, the athletic ability, I would say, is in Inclán's favor.
Great job there by Willie Anderson getting on the loose ball and getting out quick.
A little out of control there by Jordan Green going baseline. And now you see Sunnyside really falling into the rhythm of what they do, passing the ball on the outside and shooting the three from the corner. Esteban Gutierrez, his second three. And the lead now 8 points.
The missing presence of Isaiah Murphy is now taking a toll.
It's huge. Isaiah would take the ball right now and get a basket for the Cats. And you have some touch fouls here. You hear Sunnyside's faithful, I think justifiably, complaining about how touchy the calls have been against their team. And decidedly, it's a 5-1 foul advantage going against Sunnyside. So 5 team fouls against Sunnyside, just 1 against Cienega. And the Cats really, I think here, this is a big possession for them. They've got to settle things down and get a basket, or they have a chance of being kind of run out here. There you see Jordan Green taking the ball to the basket for a layup.
Finally ends the run of Sunnyside, but they're coming fast.
So quick, immediately back. As soon as a basket is made or as soon as a missed shot is off, they will fly down the floor and they look for their opportunities very quickly. It's a beautiful offense. It just runs so precise. Three-pointer in the corner. There it is again on back-to-back trips. Esteban Gutierrez.
The well-oiled machine. Sunnyside's coach, Rob Harrison, in and out. You can tell they coach these things in practice very well.
Oh, he's a master tactician, and he's so competitive. You can see him glaring there on the sideline, glowering at the bench, glowering down the other side at the players on the court, and he is feeling this confidence just like his players are. Frankie there off the dropped ball, but then he misses the layup. And he comes down with another rebound. That's his third here.
He's averaging about 7 rebounds a game. Not a huge number, but those are big rebounds.
Yeah, leading rebounder for the team. You just wonder about fatigue as you see Jordan Green taking the ball, getting fouled here. It's a shooting foul, and the second one going against Carlos Lozoya.
A lot of their team, 2 players now with 2 fouls, getting into that range of foul trouble. More subs are going to be coming in soon.
And you see subs coming in for the Bobcats that are coming in uncharacteristically early as Jordan makes his first free throw. You have Cam Dillard, number 11, checking in, the junior. So he's out there for some more ball handling capability and also some three-point shooting potential. 8-point deficit. And now it's 7 as Jordan hits both of his free throws. He's got 7 points. But the formula you see here, you have shooters that are rotating through on the floor, the extra pass around the top of the arc, and they'll find that shooter in the corner for the open 3 as Alex Mazinski picks up his second personal foul.
They need to definitely keep him in this game. It's going to come down to a defensive struggle. Who is going to wreak the most havoc, going to get the most second chance points? It's all going to come down to that.
Well, I thought fatigue would be a factor going against Sunnyside, but because of the way that they play this high-tempo attack, really fatigue is a factor against the Bobcats. Muzinski here called for his third personal foul.
It was actually Frankie Trujillo with the blocking foul.
Okay, so Frankie, good call. Frankie on the block there with the body. And Jacob Inclán will go to the free throw line where he is shooting 71% from the line. So his first trip, and you see he does everything. Rebounding, shooting from downtown, passing with assist. He steals. He can post up because of his size at 6'3". He does everything on the floor, and he makes his first free throw here. It's 24-16 Blue Devils with 2:04 on the clock.
He's the LeBron James of this Sunnyside defense.
So versatile, so good. Gets the roll, the shooter's roll on the second, and he has 7 points. Well, the Cats love to shoot the three-pointer, but Sunnyside they predicate their entire offensive attack on threes and transition baskets. Beautiful move by Frankie.
Great move. Never seen him pull that one out before. Great time to show it off.
Left his defender in the dust. He faked one way and pivoted toward the inside. Went up with a left-handed finger roll. It was a beautiful shot. 25-18, Devils up by 7. 1:30 on the clock. Ooh, a bit of a drawn foul there by Cesar Osuna, and that foul will go against Cam Dillard. That is his first personal foul.
Cienega just needs a spark to ignite the fire.
Well, NBA basketball fans, I mean, this might be a little bit before your time, but Reggie Miller, who you probably know as an analyst on TNT, was a great shooting guard for the Indiana Pacers, and before that, UCLA, the Bruins. And he was famous for drawing contact on threes, and we saw Osuna do that right there. I don't think it was truly a foul committed by Cam Dillard, but he drew the foul by extending his foot into the shot and then flopping afterwards. As Osuna hits the second free throw, he's on the board with 1 point now. 8-point lead for the Devils.
I wouldn't doubt Andrew Leonard doesn't sit on the bench for much longer. He's going to come in before this halftime.
Oh, beautiful feed there. Frankie a little too strong. It was a great pass by Muzinski, and then Frankie too strong with the left.
He was probably expecting to get fouled, didn't get fouled, put a little bit too much on it.
They could feed him old school style, going back and turning back the clock a little bit. And there we have a foul. This is probably going to be on Inclán over the back. Actually, it's on 23, Carlos Lozoya, so that's his third personal foul. That's costly for a couple of reasons. First, it puts Alex on the line here for a 1-and-1 opportunity and a chance for the Cats to narrow that deficit down here in this last minute of the second quarter. Secondly, it's a third personal foul, so Lozoya is in trouble. And third, we know that Sunnyside does not run a very deep bench, so they're going to be asked, just like Cienega's bench is being asked to step up and assume more responsibility, Sunnyside's players are going to have to play a more significant role here, playing more substantive minutes on the floor.
Definitely, and if one of the starting five for Sunnyside fouls out, it's going to put even more pressure on Inclán. Without a doubt, if they lose Inclán, it's all going to start rolling down the hill for the Devils. They got to get as big of a lead as possible and start taking his minutes away in this game.
Yeah, I think he thrives certainly in any situation. He's a big game player. 2 years ago as a sophomore, watching him in that regional tournament played at Choya High School, which was punctuated by the thunderous dunk of Darren Biggs. Inclán was a factor in that game as a sophomore, so he does not lack confidence as Alex steps to the line here, shooting 58%, and he hits the first one. That's a huge free throw for him. His first point of the night, and he narrows the deficit down to 7 points. Too soft on the second one. 1 minute on the clock. Sunnyside up 26-19. And they're going to run clock here. It's contrary to what they like to do, so asking them to run the clock down is seemingly against all of their natural instincts and what they do regularly, the way that they've been trained to do by the great coach Rob Harrison. Two great coaches here tonight, Matt Johnson for Cienega, Rob Harrison for Sunnyside. It's like two chess masters, Bobby Fischer and I don't know if it was Kasparov. I think I'm going back a little bit too far there. I'm a little off on my reference, but two chess tacticians going at it tonight. 20 seconds on the clock, a beautiful drive, and the English rolls it out. 20 seconds here left, and now the Cats will have one last chance. Gutierrez too strong on the layup. He's the leading scorer here tonight with 11 points on the floor.
Cienega, this is what Matt Johnson loves to do.
Tick, tick, tick,
Milk
tick.
this clock down.
5 seconds.
Andrew
4,
Leonard's not in the game.
3, 2. It's going to be an awful shot here by Willie. That's not what you want to see. I can't tell you, Nathan, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a team, collegiately, NBA, high school, peewee, youth, run the clock down, and they wait so long, like 10's a magic number to get started, and then before you know it, there's an errant dribble, or the ball gets away from them, and they have to settle for some like Hail Mary shot, which is the odds of it making are so small. That's what we saw there. Anyway, a great first half of action. So emotional here on this night here at Cienega High School, but what we pretty much anticipated seeing, you know, with that Isaiah Murphy the Bobcats are a completely different team. They're lacking the X factor, their most athletic, versatile, explosive player on the floor. But the team here coming up and gamely giving it their best performance here. Definitely in the game down 7 points at 26-19.
In this locker room at halftime, Coach Johnson's got to bring up something. And Klon, it's the presence on the court, but it's the players around him that are stepping up, hitting those big threes, giving the ball to where it needs to go. Cienega is forcing passes, places where it shouldn't go. Frankie Trujillo needs to start making the points in the paint. This would be a totally different ball game if he made those 3-4 shots in the paint that just rolled right out.
Right. There were 2 or 3 that were right there. So you can add 4 or 6 points, and we'd be looking at a 1-point deficit or a 3-point deficit. Thinking about three-pointers, Esteban Gutierrez coming in here into the game tonight on the season, a 32% three-point shooter. Well, he has three-pointers tonight. Jacob Klon coming in at 43% from downtown. Their leading shooter in terms of percentage. He's got 1 3, the only shot he attempted. So they've got 12 points on threes. For the Bobcats, it's Jordan Green with 1 3 and Andrew Leonard with 1 3. We know the Cats need to get more output from downtown if they're going to claw back into this game here tonight.
Definitely. Andrew Leonard, I feel like, sat out a little bit too long in that second quarter. Try to save him for this big second half. But without a doubt, they need the presence that isn't there out of Isaiah Murphy. Frank Trujillo needs to step up. Andrew Leonard needs to step up. Alex Wazinski needs to step up. Willie Anderson came out of nowhere early and stepped up. Those 3 players need to show something.
Right, and I think Willie was running like purely on adrenaline and emotion coming out from the opening whistle with his 2 early baskets in the first 2 minutes of the game. Since then, he's been contributing with rebounds, contributing with defense and hustle. But we can see if he can get some energy points for the Cats. I think you're right about Frankie Trujillo. If the Cats decide to feed him the basketball in the low post, he has the versatility to post up and score, or the awareness and the ball handling to pass and find a shooter who's open. You know that Sunnyside coming in knows that Andrew Leonard is a marked man from downtown.
Without a doubt.
He is clearly the Cats' best three-point shooter and best overall shooter. So they're going to have to figure out a way to try to free him up on screens and ball screens and generate more points from downtown.
Definitely. Well, just about 7 minutes remaining in this halftime. Coming up later. Well, actually, right now, we're going to send it off to our very own Autumn Weaver with a halftime report. Go ahead, Autumn.
Sunnyside just completely took over on a 9-21 run till the half. Jacob Incline is like the LeBron of Sunnyside, and you know they're playing with a very fast tempo, and I'm not too sure if this is going to be a problem for Cienega or not. And the Sunnyside coach, Rob Harrison, is getting mad at some of the calls being called. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you, Autumn.
All right, great reporting there by Autumn Weaver down on the floor. Look, Rob Harrison is a thorn in the side of the officials. He knows how to work the referees masterfully. Think about like Phil Jackson or Mike Krzyzewski at the college level. Any of the great coaches will always work the officials and say, look, you're giving fouls against me. We're trying to equal up those fouls. And it plays dividends down late in games and especially late in halves. So he knows what he's doing. He's on the officials, chirping at them like he normally does. That's great coaching. It's great awareness and trying to maximize the advantages that you have on the floor. So we knew coming in that Harrison's a great coach, just like Matt Johnson is in his own right is a terrific basketball coach for the Cats.
Definitely, and the Cats need to match the intensity in this atmosphere into their play. They haven't played in with a home crowd this large. It's sad for the occasion why it is, but the Cats need to show up and show out right now.
Well, I think they'll come out in the second half, and we'll see a rejuvenation here and a refocus of the channeling of the energy. A couple of quick plays, and you have this crowd here right back involved in the attack. So that's an X factor here that the Cats will have to rely upon here. How can they make way and try to fill the large shoes that are vacated by Isaiah Murphy being inactive for tonight's game? The crowd is part of that. And then you have role players like Brevin Burnett and McLean Mott and Darius Williams, maybe Frankie with more offense. Somebody's going to have to pick up that slack offensively. We're talking about 18 points a game, the leading scorer for the Cats. So it's not one person that can do it, but it's a combination of players on the team in the flow of the offensive attack that can regenerate and respark the offense and make up that deficit.
Definitely. Let's see what these Cats do in the second half, just under 5 minutes. Take a quick break and be right back at you.
Hey Cody, is there a camera I can use for an interview?
Yeah, man, that one right there.
This one? Hey Cody, is there a camera I can use for an interview?
Yeah, man, that one right
This
there.
one? Hey, you guys know who touched this camera? Christian,
Huh?
you touched this camera?
No, I didn't, man. I'm sorry.
Sure. Alright. Cody, you know who touched this camera?
No, man, I don't know.
Nobody knows who touched the camera. These scratch marks just got here all by themselves. That's what we're going with. Hey Bart, what's up, man? Nobody knows who touched the camera. Alright. Hey, are we ready to roll?
Yeah.
We're girls basketball, and you're watching Bobcat TV.
This is Cienega football, and you're watching Bobcat TV. This is Cienega football, and you're watching Bobcat TV. This is Cienega football, and you're watching Bobcat TV.
Soccer, and you're watching Bobcat TV.
They're playing basketball.
And we're back here in the Bobcat Den for the second half. The Devils are up 26-19. A lot of basketball has been played in this first half.
It's going to be an interesting second half, right? So, Autumn, you've got your microphone on, and we don't have to have you on the camera, but tell us what you talked to Coach Johnson about here right before the second half began.
I just talked to him, and he said that in order for Cienega to come back, they need to transition better and just play more defensively, and also just
Tempo,
yeah, just to keep up with Sunnyside's tempo because they're moving really fast, and he thinks that those are key points to coming back and getting back into this game.
All right, very good, Autumn. Thank you for picking up that report. You've been all over the place here tonight. We appreciate your efforts. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Well, you see Rob Harrison, right, talking to the officials. Like, that is the master. He is an auteur who's in charge of every component and every facet of the game plan here, going down to the tee. How many fouls do we have? How many personal fouls? How many team fouls? Let's make sure that it's right.
Yeah, Cienega definitely needs to transition better. And right there, great look there by Klein. Can't finish, though.
Nice defense, too, by Alex Muzinski, who was pressuring him on that take. So you saw Incline going with his left hand, trying to finish with his right, and Alex took the right hand away, so he had to alter his shot as he went up to the basket.
And right there on the other end, Willie Anderson, kind of a deer in the headlights. That initial jolt of energy at the beginning of the game kind of wore off, and he tried driving the paint, didn't know what he was doing, gave the ball up and turned it over.
See that ball movement there by Sunnyside. Mikey Silva's shot is off. No points to his ledger yet here tonight, but he is a shooter with no conscience. So he will shoot and continue to shoot as the night goes on. I want to thank our viewers for tuning in tonight from Sunnyside and from Cienega, and we hope that you're enjoying our broadcast here. Looks like it was off of Frankie, but the referee down on the baseline is saying that it's white ball. You hear the protest. We're right in Sunnyside's. Boy, they have a great fan base here that traveled, and they are right to our left. So I'm hearing everything that they're saying, and they're very knowledgeable. They're questioning calls on the floor. You're thinking backcourt there, but it wasn't. So nice instincts there by Jordan Green to not touch the basketball, to let it bounce on the floor. He can go back behind the half-court stripe.
For his youth, he has years of experience almost.
Nice rebound by Willie. Scrapping down low, providing some energy. Andrew Leonard, well, I would kind of describe him as a pure shooter and a gym rat. A little bit of Steph Curry in his game, like a Steph Curry light.
He has so much court time that you just can't keep track of it. He's always in the gym, the weight room, anywhere to perfect his game.
That's a beautiful pass. And Alex Muzinski says, no, with the rejection.
Can make his own commercial off of that. And the Bobcat Den has made their presence aware.
Well, they've just been awakened. So they spring to life here. Cats down by 5. I would say that every possession here is a big possession for the Cats to have them claw back into this game, to narrow the deficit, tie the game, and maybe take the lead potentially.
Like I said before, just a spark to ignite the sea of red.
It's nice. It's so uncommon and atypical to see the Bobcat students here in red. Too strong. Frankie soaring for the rebound. Outlet pass, Jordan Green. Nice move to the left hand. And a foul on the floor. And I think it's Mikey Silva with the reach-in foul. And a smart foul. But a great presence of mind by Jordan Green to force the issue and to challenge both defenders on a 1-on-2 break.
I'm just trying to figure out how many times can Jordan Green hit this court without feeling the effects.
Solid. Big, tall point guard at 6'1", and the foul was called actually against Cesar Ozuna, his second foul. So Jordan to the line, and he misses the first free throw. So he's 2 for 3 here from the free throw line. And for the season, shooting 74%, so a solid free throw shooter. There's only one Andrew Leonard who shoots 92%, that's Andrew Leonard. So he misses them both. So free throws are a big thing too. You need the team to be able to convert their free throw opportunities. Boy, Alex showing off the hops, but a nice job by Cesar Osuna to draw the foul. That's the third foul against Mazinski. That's a big detriment here to the Bobcats because he provided some great shot blocking ability these last 3 or 4 trips down the field.
Reverend Burnett is looking to check in for him. They cannot afford to lose Mazinski. His great defensive awareness, court awareness altogether. It's just another weapon in Coach Johnson's back pocket.
Osuna misses the free throw. He's a 76% shooter for the season.
I lied. Willie Anderson's being taken out. That is a risk.
That is very risky, right? So rolling the dice here a little bit early, and Alex is a smart kid. He has to have the presence of mind and awareness to keep himself out of obvious foul situations. 0 for 2, so we saw 2 74% shooters, both missing both of their free throws. Jordan Green and then Cesar Osuna as Green brings the ball back down toward the right basket here. Nice feed to Frankie in the paint. Oh, he drew the foul and he missed. He could not convert the layup. So that's a foul here against Gutierrez. Esteban, his first foul, second team foul.
Cienega's doing a great job getting to the foul line early in the second half. There wasn't a whole lot of shooting fouls going on in the first half. That's why that first half went by so quickly.
Right.
It was just back baseline to baseline action. Now they're getting down to the nitty gritty. Who's going to make or break at the foul line?
Frankie, 69% from the line, hits the first. He's got 5 points. Doing his normal workmanlike effort on defense. Picking up rebounds. Oh, Alex right there with the follow. That's huge. Those kind of points can add a huge lift to this team. Energy points. So Matt Johnson rolling the dice. It pays off there as Alex with the follow through off the missed free throw. Cats down by 2.
A huge 5-0 run going on for the Bobcats right now. They weren't able to close out the second half with any points, but they picked it up. Coach Johnson did something in that locker room to ignite this fire.
Yep, and you can see Rob Harrison close here to calling for a timeout. He wants to see if his team can right itself here on its own. Andrew, I thought, was going to pop that three-pointer. He's looking for his shot, and that was not it. He didn't want to force it. So the Cats here showing some nice patience and some nice poise, trying to set up their half-court offense.
They cannot afford to turn this ball over and give the momentum back to the Devils.
I have no doubt that Brevin Burnett has the skill set to excel in the low post. I just don't know about the experience level here for him as he's jostling down in the low post. See some nice sportsmanship there. Carlos Lozoya, that's going to be his 4th personal foul.
And the emotional attachment to this game for Brevin, he can't let those emotions unwind. Right there, he got a little bit angry, flailed the arms a little bit. He cannot let those emotions get out, otherwise it's going to cost him.
But it was nice to see Brevin and Carlos with an embrace there down in the paint. Back to Brevin, who forces it, gets the basket. Matt Johnson was asking for the foul as well.
Cienega's tied this one up now. Second chance points. Cienega's got to box out. They've always had a difficulty boxing out there.
Frankie Betancourt following up the missed layup, and he just subbed back into the game for Carlos Lozoya, who will sit for an extended time with 4 fouls. Almost a steal there. And now we have a 3-second violation. Brevin Burnett with one of those feet in the paint, right? You have to move across the paint. You can't just camp out in the paint. So it's a 3-second violation and a turnover. Sunnyside up by 2, 28-26. McLean Mott, the junior, number 22, comes back onto the floor. Great volleyball player. The Cats looked great today. All the kids wearing shirt and tie, just dressed to the nines. McLean with a big defensive responsibility here, trying to cover Jacob Inclán, and he is going to be drawing a foul against McLean. That's his first.
McLean's very athletic. He has a big task against Inclán, but I feel like he can shut down Inclán because he has the height. He's not as tall as him, but he has the height and the jumps that can equal just him out.
Well, it's a huge responsibility. He's giving up a couple of inches, but more importantly, he's giving up some pounds. Beautiful shot there by Mikey Silva. Sunnyside up by 4, 30-26.
Just being informed, Inclán looks a little bit winded. a little bit tiring out. He's played a lot of minutes in this game, in this entire week.
Oh, McLean, there it is. So McLean Mott shooting 57% from downtown. Doesn't shoot it often, but there it was. That's the kind of lift this team could certainly use. Inclán trying to match that. Frankie nearly stepping out of bounds, but pulls down the rebound and gives it to Jordan Green. Cats down by 1. Jordan to the rack, draws the foul, and he'll shoot 2. The foul will be against Francisco Betancourt, his 4th personal.
He's got to step up here, make these 2 free throws, make it. If Cienega can keep that 3-point lead this entire game, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Sunnyside, because they're going to pretty much try to force those threes. And when you try to force it, you're not going to knock it down.
Yeah, for sure. McLean waiting for his opportunity, and you saw the follow-through. It's that shooter's follow-through where you keep for him the left hand extended up there and holding it. So the form has to be perfect. Of course, you have to have your feet set and planted, and you have to catch and shoot. He did just that. Beautiful shot as Jordan hits both free throws. The Cats reclaim the lead 31-30. Short-lived as baseline jumper by Mikey Silva, and Sunnyside now up 32-31.
I remember a couple years back, had an interview with the Shane Burton, prodigy of Cienega. One of the biggest things I remember with an interview with him was Coach Johnson always wants a 2-possession lead. Always. Get the 2-possession lead, and they're coasting, they're cruising. In a game like this, they have to get that 2-possession lead.
Yeah, nice defense there by Francisco Betancourt to draw the jump ball. Cats retain possession. But you're right, if you can get a 2-possession lead, it's so crucial, especially in the late stages of the game, because there's so much more emotionally, psychologically that goes in, oh, we've got to get 2 more baskets. McLean there trying to feed Frankie. And you see McLean, right? Very intelligent player, drawing into the paint, drawing a defender toward him, and then trying to dump it off to Frankie, right? Who we talked about the Cats trying to exploit that matchup with Trujillo down in the paint area with his size. And maybe you can draw a foul on Inclán as Andrew's 3 is off. And you see Sunnyside always dashing down the floor for a fast break opportunity. Cesar Osuna was looking backdoor, but Esteban Gutierrez didn't see him, or there was a man in the way that he was afraid it would intercept his pass.
These Blue Devils, anytime they have the ball, they're in attacking mode.
For sure, attack.
24/7. That's what they key on all the time. Attack, attack, attack.
Wow, you saw that there. McLean trying to draw the charge, and the referee calling it a block. That's the other kind of thing that McLean Mott brings to this team, right? The court awareness of trying to draw the charge, because he's giving up pounds. So he's not going to be able to play down between Jacob Inclán and the basket. And if he can't front him, anytime Inclán gets the ball down in the low post, he can do what he wants to with it. So smart there, McLean trying to front him, and it's so difficult to do. He'll need help there. Brevin Burnett looking to help him, and Frankie can step up as well. Another smart take there by Inclán, and another quick foul against McLean. Just what I talked about, right? If you can't front him and deny him the basketball, you're giving up too many pounds to be able to defend him conventionally between you and the basket. So Inclán's smart, he knows that, and he drew another foul. Two quick ones against McLean.
He's going to stick his big body right in the torso of McLean and back him down. Either get McLean to flop something, get McLean off of him, put up, get the board, do anything. Great mismatch.
From the Bobcats' perspective, it's unfortunate that that first foul was called a block and not a charge, because McLean thought he had position. He thought he had his feet set as Inclán hits the first free throw. He's got 8 points now. A great player, number 33 here at the stripe, shooting 71% from the line. Hits both of them. So the bigger the moment, the bigger Inclán is here for the Blue Devils. And the Blue Devils now a 3-point lead. As you see the Blue Devils picking up full court. Very smart for them to put more pressure on the Bobcats offense, particularly Jordan Green, their point guard. Andrew Leonard off for 3. Sunnyside off and flying here. Mikey Silva had his pocket picked by Green. He's got Frankie going back door, and a lot of movement there, and it's going to be a reach-in foul, and I think it's against Esteban Gutierrez. Indeed it is. His second. And 5 team fouls now against Sunnyside. The Bobcats have 4 team fouls on their side of the ledger. So fun to watch. Both these teams, of course, giving everything, with everything at stake. And coming into tonight, I considered it to be like Ali Frazier, the first time that they fought in the Garden back in '74. A heavyweight matchup of epic proportions with everything on the line.
Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans. Jordan Green drawing the foul. Too strong on the layup attempt.
Seems like every time he goes down, driving the paint, gets fouled, hits the court so hard, gets up a little bit more gingerly every time.
Well, you know, the wear and tear here, there will be certainly bruises on his body tomorrow.
It's going to be a 1-and-1.
But tonight, no problem, as adrenaline will mask any kind of pain or difficulty that there is. So a 2-shot foul here on a shooting foul. Jordan Green, 5 points from the line. Now make it 6 on free throws. And for the night, 11 points. He is the leading scorer for this Bobcat attack. No surprise for him, coming in averaging 10.3 a game. Shot is off, rebounded by Trujillo.
Here.
Nice pass to Andrew, feeds Frankie in the paint, and a basket. What's the call here? Is that a technical foul against Trujillo? I think so.
I want to say tech.
So Frankie Trujillo with a technical foul. Now that was a great feed here in transition to make the basket. He was asking for a foul on contact. Matt Johnson was asking for a foul on contact, and it results in a Mikey Silva free throw off the technical. He gets 2 shots. He misses the first one.
Technical free throws are so hard. It's such a different part of the game.
And he makes the second one.
So isolated. The crowd is blaring everything they got at you.
And we're tied up at 35. And I do have tingles. I feel like Spider-Man here. My spidey senses are tingling. I'm not Peter Parker, but I do like a little Spider-Man myself. 35-35, 45 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. The game that we thought it would be coming into the tonight. Silva for 3, too strong. Brevin runs down the loose ball, and Jordan Green will run the attack here as the Cats might go into run the clock offense in the half court.
35 all game. Cienega's able to crawl their way back into this one. They need to keep the gas pedal down. They've got Sunnyside on their toes.
You see Andrew Leonard showing off his skills dribbling the basketball in a mano-a-mano matchup with Mikey Silva, who's been terrific here tonight, by the way, also. Everything we thought this game would be coming into tonight, it's been and more. 18 seconds left, third quarter. Matt Johnson calls a timeout to draw up a play on the little white slate that he's got there with his Expo marker.
If it's anything like that last game against Rincon, they're going to give the ball to Andrew Leonard. He's going to put it up. No one has really been on a hot streak tonight, but Coach Dawson has all of his trust inside of Andrew Leonard.
Well, Andrew can create shots. He can free himself up with screens if they set them for him. And certainly there's the opportunity when you draw a play up on that white slate. It's what they practice in sixth period in their basketball class, whatever. Darius Williams coming in here will inbound the basketball. So he's on the floor to buy some precious minutes and some respite for Alex Mazinski and McLean Mott, who have both played terrifically here tonight. Jordan Green in the backcourt crosses the timeline, 10 seconds on the clock. Let's see if they can manage this one a little bit better than they did before halftime. 5 seconds, Darius for 3. And it's off, and 1 second on the clock here. Potentially a miracle shot for Sunnyside. It would have to be a full court or even a half court moving toward the basket, catch and launch.
This could potentially set up something for the fourth quarter with something just like
there
this.
It is. Incline from half court. It looked good. I mean, it was online from what we saw it. But that's what you need to do. If you can inbound the ball, you want your shooter moving toward the basket and the clock was a little slow, but a great catch and shoot by Jacob Inclán, the superlative senior from Sunnyside. So after 3, we are deadlocked at 35.
And so far in this game, we've had 4 lead changes and 2 ties.
In the third quarter alone.
Just in the third quarter alone, I'm being informed. So without a doubt, even more than that throughout this game has been hyped up to exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, Alyssa Lubin, the director here, is on top of the stats. So those kind of stats here, which are so helpful for helping you to understand the context of the ebb and flow of this game, it's been back and forth. We know that Sunnyside loves to run in transition, and they run tempo. You hear about football teams that like to run tempo so much. Well, they're a fast-breaking team. They've got 5 guys on the floor that can go up and down the court, right hand or left hand, and moving in transition. The Bobcats here have weathered the storm. They were down at halftime. They've come back here in the third quarter, took a lead briefly, lost it, reclaimed the lead. Now we are dead knotted at 35 going into the pivotal fourth quarter. If this were a boxing match, we talk about the championship rounds. 9, 10, 11, and 12, those last 4 rounds in a heavyweight title fight. And we'll see here who's got the moxie, the awareness, and who can deliver that knockout punch going into the fourth quarter.
Definitely. Imagine what type of different game this would be with Isaiah Murphy. Storyline that came in late, him being knocked out of this game as early as this morning. No one knew about it until about 15 minutes until the broadcast started. And so far, Cienega's been able to weather the storm, but for how much longer?
Yeah, Carlos Lozoya, baseline jumper off. Way downtown, Andrew Leonard fouled on the shot attempt. So he was way downtown. And just like we saw earlier, Cesar Osuna did the same thing himself, extending the leg on the shot. Andrew bombing a 3 from collegiate range, also extending the foot to draw some contact. So a very smart move, shooting 92% from the line.
Top 5 in Arizona, great stat to have.
Compared to Steve Nash, like that's the guy that I can think of. I would imagine Steph Curry is also a 90+% free throw shooter, being such a beautiful natural shooter. So Andrew hits the first, he misses the second one.
He knew as soon as he let go of that second one.
Right, he knew it. Well, the first one he's kind of weeble wobbling too. Larry Bird, Alyssa says, sure, all great free throw shooters, certainly, certainly.
Big Phoenix Suns fan.
Hits 2 out of 3, so 7 points for Andrew.
Great position for the Bobcats to be at start of this fourth quarter, be up.
Inclán the post, doesn't get the roll, gets his own rebound, puts up a basket, maybe drew a foul as well, but he'll have to settle for a basket here. And he reties the game at 37 with 7:05 on the clock. Inclán with 11 for Sunnyside. Almost had a steal. Frankie, those strong hands like vice grips. Jordan Green for 3. Inclán the rebound.
Seems as if they haven't been able to knock down a 3 since the second quarter.
Well, they'll need to hit a couple here in the fourth to win this game. Inclán the basket and a foul.
Good old-fashioned three-point play coming up.
Frankie Trujillo, that's his third foul, so now he's in some trouble. If you're looking at Cienega, Alex Muzinski with 3, McLean Mott with 3, Frankie Trujillo with 3. Inclán with 13 goes to the line to try to make it a three-point play the old-fashioned way, shooting 71% from the charity stripe. And he makes that. Like I said, he is money from the free throw line in pressure situations. And now you see the full court defense here by Sunnyside trying to generate a turnover and a quick basket. Almost a turnover. Frankie left his feet off the pass, off the mark. And there's a basket by Cesar Osuna.
Cienega cannot afford to give up those type of passes.
Well, you see the pressure here and what that defensive pressure does when you pick up full court. It puts a lot of stress. Andrew Leonard, a great move off the 3. Frankie rebounds, draws a foul. It's on the floor. That might be it for Carlos Lozoya. Let's see who the call is fouled against. Oh, it's 33, so it's Inclán with his second. Looking at Sunnyside, Lozoya has 4, Osuna with 3, and Inclán just picked up his second. Frankie going to the line. 1 for 2 tonight, shooting 69% on the season, and he gets the shooter's roll. A soft touch by the big man.
The flick of the wrist puts the extra bounce, extra magic on it just to get the roll in. Last game with his three-pointer, bounced all over the place. The Frankie touch.
The feathery touch of Frankie Trujillo. 2 for 2. Key free throws there. Frankie has 9 points. The Cats are down by 3. 5:55 on the clock here in the fourth quarter.
If Cienega can roll with a team like this, and
Air ball by Gutierrez. He's got 11 points, but he's being serenaded by the Bobcat student section.
But if the Bobcats can roll with a team like Sunnyside, who is so heavily awarded by their basketball play, ranked 7th in D2,
right,
I feel like they can roll with pretty much anyone coming up in these brackets.
Right, it would be a bonanza, a PowerPoint bonanza to knock off Sunnyside here tonight. The same for Sunnyside. They'll get a lot of bonus points and power points if they were to pull off the win here tonight. Inclán draws the foul. And I think it's Alex Mazinski.
I think he's 1 from fouling out.
That's his 4th. You got to pull him off the floor. McLean sprints to the scorer's table, and he will check in. Himself in trouble with 3. Now, one thing that McLean does not have that Alex does, Alex has a little bit better vertical leap and a little bit more, I think, physical size. As Jacob misses the first free throw, McLean enters back in, number 22, and his job will be to box out the shooter on the second free throw.
In these close games, in the long stretch, experience comes into play so often. Something McLean lacks just a little bit less of than Alex. Something I said in pregame, Mazinski has foul trouble.
Right.
In and out.
Oh, there's a steal. So Inclán stole it. Great hustle there as he slides down by the Gatorade at the end of the bench. And I think he stole the ball. He lost the dribble. He kicked it, and then he chased it down. You see how much this game means here tonight when you see a player slide literally about halfway down the floor to get a loose ball. So it's all effort here for both teams. And you see Sunnyside picking up here full court. Put such a strain on the ball handlers, the guards, and the Cats really, when you look at the floor, they have 2 like pure ball handlers on the floor. Brevin too strong. Sunnyside off to the races. There's a foul. That'll be on Brevin. That's his first personal foul. And it's really playing into the hands of Sunnyside and what they want to do. When you force a three-pointer by a shooter who's not accustomed to taking threes, and it's usually a long miss and it's a quick outlet pass, and you're right in business on the fast break opportunity, as Cesar Osuna will go to the line to shoot 2. He's shooting 76% from the free throw line, and he hits the first. Willie Anderson comes in for Brevin Burnett. And we'll see if Willie can provide more spark like he did in the opening minutes of the game tonight.
Both teams right now are in the bonus. Both teams go in the double bonus at 10 fouls. Both are at 8 right now.
Osuna hits the second.
Cienega's been in this position early in the game. They got to get a spark, get something. And a foul like that could help out. Get Jordan Green to the foul line.
Well, it's very ticky-tack. So you have Esteban Gutierrez, his 3rd foul. He's now in the red zone, shall we say, in terms of trouble. 9 team fouls going against Sunnyside. You have Jordan Green going to the line, a solid 74% from the free throw line. And really just free point opportunity for a team that's trailing to get back in very quickly. Jordan great for the line tonight. He's got 7 points on free throws.
And Klon, after that spill over there on the other baseline, the hand looking a little gingerly.
Well, Jake Klon last night took a shot in the last minute of the game that bloodied his nose. I talked to him before the game. He said the left nostril, he's fine, just a bloody nose. He's good to go here for tonight. So he is a warrior and a gamer. Got the ball at the top of the key. McLean on him. So good at drawing fouls, and that's going to be against Willie Anderson, his first. Well, that's an option there anytime, right? So you have a guy who is 6'3", as Jacob Klon is. He's able to post up because you can't put a big guy against him because he's too fast off the dribble. So you've got to try to match a guard on him. When they have a guard on him, he knows that he can back them down with his larger size. And he's just taking the ball into the paint right now and drawing fouls at will. 7 points from the free throw line. 16 points on the game for Klon.
Cienega has to go on the offensive right now. Don't force something that's not there. Let it happen naturally. Pass the ball around. Find the mismatches. That's going to help you.
Right, and don't panic either. You're down 6 points, but there's 4:22 left in the game here. Plenty of time. Bobcats trying to get some more rhythm here. Nearly a turnover. Frankie from 3. Too strong. McLean trying to get the loose ball, but it was out of bounds. And it looks like it was touched here by Sunnyside off of the hands of Carlos Lozoya.
I think McLean did a great job of grabbing that ball and hitting it off the foot of a Sunnyside player.
Boy, a lot of pressure here, a lot of ball pressure by defense here.
It's playing right into Sunnyside's hands. They know exactly what Cienega has to do.
Right.
And they're playing their defense well off of it.
Willie for 3. Too strong. And that's off of Jordan Green. As you hear the parents
the hecklers
and the Sunnyside hecklers serenading the air ball chant.
So the non-presence of Isaiah Murphy is definitely being felt right now.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And all he can do is sit there on the sideline.
Helplessly watch his team and cheer for them here tonight and hope that somebody can make a play, someone can force a turnover, and somebody can hit a big shot. Nice box out by Andrew Leonard, who pulls down the rebound. There's Willie to McLean for 3. Too strong.
They're forcing it. Been doing that since the second quarter. You can't force it. Dribble the ball inside. Get contact. Get to the foul line.
Now Sunnyside running clock. And mentally, psychologically, it's devastating to see a team running clock off. A great take and a basket by Carlos Lozoya, who has 3. Gets a hug from a couple of his teammates coming off the floor. Sunnyside Blue Devil lead is 8, which is their largest lead of the game here. And a full timeout taken by Matt Johnson, who is arguing here with the referee. He doesn't like something that's happening on the floor here by the refs. Some strong words back and forth. We know refereeing is an awful job. It's not very rewarding. Nobody likes a referee. Even if you make a call that benefits your team, people will like you for a moment, and then this next thing that you do that's questionable, they're going to hate you all over again. So the referee's job is a difficult one. It's a thankless task, but we need referees to officiate games. So I don't know what Matt's upset about, but I would feel that he has a legitimate gripe here.
Definitely. The thing that Sunnyside is doing, they're driving the paint, they're getting to the foul line. That is why they're up by 8. Those couple of free throws that are coming late, crucial in a game like this. Cienega posting up for 3s that going over the basket, under the basket, all over the place. They have to draw the foul. They got to drive.
Well, you're in bonus land, so with 9 fouls on both teams here, if you draw a foul, you're automatically going to the line to shoot a 1-and-1. That stops the clock. It gives you a chance to get some easy points. If you get into 10-team fouls, then you're in the double bonus. So every foul from that point forward, you're shooting 2 free throws. So the Bobcats, I think, strategically, if they can figure out a way to draw a foul, that might be their best plan here to quickly get back in the game, to stop the clock, and to get some quick points. Down 8 here, 2:45 on the clock. Jordan Green covered by Esteban Gutierrez. Green with a nice layup.
The finger roll.
Huge.
Under the basket, scooped it. Signature.
15 points for Jordan Green. The sophomore guard, precocious, skilled, and talented. And a reach foul here. I think it's Brevin.
And that will put Sunnyside in the double bonus.
So double bonus for Carlos Lozoya, who hits the first. It's double-edged sword, right? If you're Cienega and you foul them, they now have 2 free throws. But it does stop the clock. That's the one positive. And if you're Sunnyside and you foul, boy, you see McLean battling for a rebound there. Wow. You know, I think there could have been a foul called. McLean had position clearly on that rebound off the free throw.
Also over the back.
And he was jostling there. And a great effort. I didn't catch the player that was down there. It was either Carlos Lozoya or Esteban Gutierrez. They threw the ball in. It went off of a Bobcat player, and Sunnyside retains possession. Inclán goes up, loses the handle, and I think Brevin got his hand in there.
That ball sailed. That reminds me of Kevin Mack at the MLK Classics. Smacking the ball 6 rows up.
Yes.
At the McHale Center.
One of the highlights, one of the few highlights of that game. Savannah Schaller, a nice night. Sabrina Hartzell, some positive moments as well. The Cats without Zenaida Sotelo Munguia miss her presence.
They got to slow it down.
Jordan for 3. Yes, sir!
Finally something to ignite the fire. This Red Sea's not going crazy.
18 points for Jordan Green, and that's one way to get back in it with the 3.
2 minutes to go. Pressure the ball handler.
Almost a turnover with the trap here. And some high errant passes now. As the Bobcats turn up the pressure, Rob Harrison calls timeout.
Something finally clicked. One play, one big play by the sophomore Jordan Green, the Peyton Manning of this team. Finally, people go crazy. Something to let Cienega run off of.
18 points. You're thinking about how could they make up the deficit for the loss of Isaiah Murphy. Well, you can't really, but one way to try to do it would be to have a player like Jordan Green step up his offensive output. 18 points here, 2 3-pointers, and that last one, the biggest shot of the night here for the Cats to this point. So Rob Harrison, very smart. Look, settle down. We have a 4-point lead, 1:47 on the clock. They're in foul trouble. We're in foul trouble. Play smart. Let's do our thing. Right, so he's drawing up a play right here to get a basket and get a look for one of his good players. Maybe a post-up play for Jacob Inclán, who's been so devastating down low for Sunnyside. He is the leading scorer for the Blue Devils, and he's got 17 points here tonight for the Blue Devils.
Now Cienega, anytime they get the ball, drive it to the paint, attack the rim, get to the foul line,
Right.
Extend this game as far as you can.
Well, you know, you see Isaiah Murphy pacing there in
for
obvious
very long.
pain, leaning against the Gatorade jug, and you know this is killing him. This is his time of the game on the biggest stage. He's denied an opportunity as a senior to showcase his talents against the very best competition that there is in Tucson. So it's killing him to watch his team, but he is there rooting for them. Buzinski and McLean Mott with the steal to Andrew Leonard. Jordan Green now. 1:25 on the clock, the turnover, and the Cats have to get a possession here and a basket. Alex Buzinski for 3.
It's not his game.
He didn't follow the shot up either. Well, who do you want to foul?
I don't think you have to foul.
No foul
Pressure.
called.
Pressure.
1:04 on the clock. Gutierrez would be a player to foul. He's shooting 56% from the line. McLean Mott's on him. Now they've got it to Mikey Silva. He's 80% from the stripe.
Now you probably got to foul. He fouled probably the worst player to foul. And Inclán, you did not want to put him at the charity line.
No. And I don't know if they have these stats available for them down at the bench, but if you want to foul somebody from Sunnyside, you want to foul Gutierrez, who's 56% on the floor. He is their worst free throw shooter. Really their worst is Francisco Betancourt, who's 28%, but I don't think he's on the floor right now for the Blue Devils. Anyway, you've got Inclán, who's poisoned from the stripe for Cienega's perspective. And he drains the first one. He's got 9 points from the line. He's 9 for 10 from the stripe tonight.
Down 5 now, possibly 6. This game is still definitely well in hand, but Cienega needs to grab a handle on this.
Inclán hits both of them.
You have plenty of time. Find the shot you want. Jordan Green knocked a big one down. He's probably still feeling it.
There's a turnover.
Can't have that.
Oh, Inclán wisely takes it out to eat some clock off. And a turnover. Jordan Green with the basket. He's got to go up strong. And he draws the foul, but misses the layup.
That would have been big if he got the and one. Get to the foul line, possibly purposely missed the second one.
A little cutesy there, maybe for Sunnyside. Smart by Inclán. He could have gone up to get another quick basket, but he drew it out trying to run some clock off here. It's always a fine line when you run to the end of a basketball game. Do you go for the quick points? Or do you go to eat some clock off? So we went for clock. It was a turnover. Jordan Green tips the basketball to himself, goes on a breakaway, and misses the layup as he hits the free throw. He's been great for the line tonight.
Coach Johnson's got to call a timeout after these free throws. Not sure how many he has left. He's got to set up a defense to pressure
Well,
him.
he's showing to his team here about fouling, right? And they want to foul here intentionally very quickly. All right, Jordan, 20 points, 10 on the free throw line. Outlet pass goes to Osuna, and he is fouled by Andrew Leonard. So Cesar, 76% from the line, will shoot 2 here in the double bonus. And of course, the double bonus, there's less pressure. You don't have to make that first one as long as you make 1 out of 2.
They're down 4 here. Sunnyside can make it a full 6. 21 seconds left. Misses it. That's huge. Cienega could somehow pull 2 possessions out of this 21 seconds. They don't have to get both threes.
Right, a quick basket. Either way, if this free throw goes down, it's a 5-point lead. If it's missed, it's still a 4-point lead. A quick basket's what you need. It doesn't have to be a 3. McLean's in there for his 3-point shooting abilities. Both missed. McLean the rebounds.
Get up
nice.
court.
Jordan Green with the basketball. 16 seconds left. Jordan for 3. Way off. And a rebound there by Sunnyside. And it's Carlos Lozoya, who's been huge here tonight. Maybe not with points, but with free throws and everything else. Do we see who the foul's against here? I missed the foul.
I want to.
McLean. So McLean is 4th. Oh, he's 5th. He fouled out. So McLean, a nice effort here tonight. A 3-pointer, some hustle points, some rebounds. And Carlos misses the first free throw. So you see the Sunnyside, the body language here. Every time the first free throw is missed, it's a collective slumping of the shoulders as these fans are trying to weather the emotional roller coaster from the line. And Carlos hits the second. Quickly now, Jordan's got to find somebody. A quick timeout, 8 seconds. Down by 5 points. So it's a quick play, and now at this point it's got to be a 3.
It's got to be. Andrew Leonard, he had to find his mark
right.
early in the game.
And quickly.
He wasn't able to find his mark early in the game. He's got to find it now. Him or Jordan Green have to get the ball here.
Well, Cam Dillard might come in, too, for his 3-point shooting, but it's asking a lot for him, a junior who hasn't played a lot of minutes, particularly in these type of, it's a pressure cooker. Let's just call it what it is. So Matt Johnson sketching out the play here on his whiteboard, Darius Williams, Andrew Leonard, Alex Mazinski, Jordan Green, Brevin Burnett, all getting set here to come out on the floor. The Bobcats are going to have to play this one as tightly as they can. A quick basket. It doesn't have to be a 3 on the first possession, but a basket quickly, and then either a quick turnover or a quick foul. One or the other. So off a make, you make the shot, the clock will stop as the ball gets inbounded. So you've got to make the basket either way to stop the clock. Like, that's first and foremost.
But they have to make the shot. They've been struggling. This is what comes in, those extra possessions that they give in Sunnyside off of those inherent shots out of nowhere.
Andrew or Jordan have to shoot the basket. So a push here. So the foul is against Cesar Osuna. His 4th personal foul. Andrew with the presence of mind to throw the shot up, to draw. I don't know if they're calling it a shooting foul. No, so it's a foul on the floor. So he'll shoot 2 here for the double bonus. This is perfect. He's got to shoot. He's got to make both free throws to make it a 1-possession game.
A lot of pressure on this young junior.
Oh boy, a lot of body language there. The extra hops with the legs, coaxing that basket in, and a timeout here for, I think it's Cienega calling the timeout. So 6 seconds left, 6 ticks of the clock, and everything at stake. We may as well play a quick promo if we've got one, because everyone's they're totally glued into the computer screen here. We promise you we won't miss a second of the game action. That one's too long.
Hey, you guys know who touched this camera? Christian, you touched this camera?
No, I didn't, man. I'm sorry.
All right. Cody, you know who touched this camera?
Don't know.
Nobody knows who touched the camera. These scratch marks just got here all by themselves. That's what we're going with. Hey, Bart, what's up, man? Nobody knows who touched the camera. All right.
Hey, are we ready to roll?
Yeah.
That's perfect, Alyssa. Forgive me. That was absolutely perfect. All right, so 6 seconds here on the clock. Bobcats down by 4. Andrew Leonard at the line, a 92% free throw shooter. He's missed 1 here tonight. The first one here he had to coax in, and we'll see if he has his normal routine down for the second shot. Now, if you miss, you've got to get the rebound, but you want to make it and then set up a steal off the inbound. Makes the second.
They got to cover everybody.
Incline going full court, very smart. Andrew Leonard, the turnover. Darius Williams, Brevin Burnett. Oh! Off the rim.
Not the person you wanted to shoot.
He had, that's as good of a look as you could ask for a last-second shot, and it was right on line. It just seemed like it was destined to be, and just a little bit too strong. But boy, if you run down the scenario going down, it was Incline with a full court pass. Andrew Leonard there defensively, comes up with the basketball. I have no idea how many timeouts that Cienega had left. Able to thread it down to Darius. Darius to Brevin. Brevin for 3. A great look at the last second, and just a little bit too strong.
A little bit. Not the person you wanted to shoot that 3, but someone had to do it. Brevin Burnett tried to step up big on this emotional time. There's no timeouts left, so they had to throw something
Had to do
up.
it. Presence of mind to be able to do that at the end of the game
where the
was
inexperience
huge.
comes. They could have had their big 3 out there. If Isaiah Murphy was playing, I would have given it to Murph.
You run this, and I'm gonna see if I can grab a couple of Sunnyside players. So let's talk to them here tonight.
But Cienega, someone had to take that shot. Unfortunately, it was Brevin Burnett. He's been shown that he can make big-time threes, but in a clutch situation on a big night for him, he was unable to put that one through. I'm going to probably grab Inclon here, and my director, Alyssa Lubin's going to tune in. She's had a better look at all of this than me. What'd you see there on that last play?
Absolute heartbreak. That was absolute heartbreak. You knew that Brevin Burnett was playing for Adrian Villanueva, his good friend who passed away, and you know more than anybody he would have loved that last shot to fall. He would have loved to have been the Terrence Johnson hero that Terrence Johnson was last year against Rincon, last year against a couple of other good teams. Cienega not able to pull through on this one, but let me tell you, this is the best game that I have seen these boys play yet.
Definitely, they were able to roll with a high-powered, number 7 ranked in Division II Sunnyside team. They could pretty much roll with anyone in D2. Shadow Mountain on top, going into these this divisional playoffs for state. This is gonna be a great run for these boys.
Of course it is. I mean, when is it? These are guys the comeback cats. Can we just say that? We've officially named these guys the comeback cats. These guys play hard. They play willing. They play aggressive. Frankie Trujillo getting an unfortunate technical foul there. I believe he said "and one" on a shot. And as the girls' basketball team found out earlier in the season, Sabrina Hartzell with a technical foul, Frankie Trujillo was awarded the same technical foul for the same action. Not necessarily sure if I agree with that call, but definitely at least it's consistent.
Yeah, these refs try to keep these players as honest to the game as them to themselves. Try to keep down the cockiness, avoid any disputes on court, because that's the last thing they'd want. And here Jason Miller's got 2 of the big stars for Sunnyside tonight, and let him take it over.
Thank you guys for letting me join you.
Wear their headset,
I got you.
We'll put them here on the outside. So you can take a seat on these bleachers. Got you, Sophia, and then Cesar right here. And make sure that they're in the frame here for the interview.
My butt hurts. I have a cramp. That was a heartbreaker.
And take the mute off of all of them.
I need to. Hold on.
2, 4, 6, 9, 19 points. 5 points. Okay, I'm here with the Blue Devils. Jacob Inclán, number 33, the senior forward, superlative effort here tonight, and number 11, the senior guard, Cesar Osuna. First of all, guys, congratulations. I really appreciate the way that you guys play the game. You're just tremendous. I watched you last night a little bit in the second half against Mountain View. Jacob, let me start with you. 19 points here tonight. You knew coming into the game that this is going to be a very difficult matchup. Make sure that he's able to hear. Cesar couldn't hear. We'll make sure that we can get you up and running as well. Are you able to hear us now, Cesar?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, perfect. So a great job here. You knew coming in with everything at line. Both of you coming in on 7-game winning streaks, undefeated in the section Division 2, Section 1. Was this the game that you expected Cienega to play coming in here tonight?
Oh yes, definitely.
On the road.
It's always fun playing Cienega. You know, they play hard. They're very talented. They have a lot of talented players, and it's always a big game when we play them. You know, last year we won by 1. You know, Terrence Johnson hit a game-winning shot, so we know that it's always going to be competitive with them. And we knew that this game determined whether we could win the section or not. And all my 4 years, we haven't won a section title, so this game really meant a lot to us. You know, every team has their game of the year for the regular season, and this was ours.
It's a critical game. Down late in the game, it seemed like you were able to do what you wanted to do. You're a very versatile player, but with your size, you knew that you had the advantage posting up smaller players that can try to guard you. You're a matchup nightmare, quite frankly. Did you know coming in that you could post up whoever was guarding you at any point in time?
Well, you know, Frankie Trujillo, he's a big dude, so I didn't know whether they were going to put him on me or put a smaller guard, you know. But when I have a mismatch like that, I like to get in the post because it almost forces them to double, and that allows me to get kickouts here and there, you know, get my teammates open.
Cesar, you played a great game here tonight as well. The way that you guys run tempo on your offense, generating turnovers with your defense. Late in the game, you picked up full court defensive pressure. Tell me about the job that you guys did tonight here, creating turnovers and getting points on the fast break. That's what you live on, right?
Yes. We like the fast pace. It makes us work harder on defense, and it gets us going. It gets us going. Makes our defense makes us get good offense.
What did your coach say to you at halftime here tonight?
They were gonna bring it at halftime. they're going to bring it this half, and they did. And it was a good half. Second half.
Cesar, you played just terrifically tonight. Jacob, any last thoughts from you about weathering the storm? I mean, it was very intelligent of you to throw a full court pass. It just ended up that it was a turnover, and Cienega to be able to have a last second, a good-looking three. Did you have a good look at that shot? It was up in the air. Do you think it might go in?
Oh yeah, I thought it was going in. You know, we have some of the worst luck when it comes to other teams hitting last shots on us, and I just after they're coming down, I was just praying that they were not gonna have enough time. But we're lucky he missed it. We're lucky he missed it. It could have been a whole nother game if had he made that shot.
Well, this is a great victory for you guys here tonight. We give you the congratulations. Number one for sportsmanship, and number two for the way that you play the game. Just beautiful to watch you guys play with your frenetic, fast-paced offense, generating turnovers, getting baskets. A big win here tonight for a very emotional Cienega in front of a Cienega crowd. Your fans are terrific. They travel very well. They're vocal. How much does the fan support mean for you guys when you go on a road trip?
It means everything. You know, we got some of the best parents that you could ever ask for. You know, no matter where we play in Phoenix, we play here. You know, they're there and they're loud, as you can tell. No matter how many, there could be 4 parents out there, and they're gonna still yell their lungs out. You know, we appreciate them so much.
Cesar, any last thoughts from you? What are you guys looking at next week? What do you have on the schedule? No sectional tournament this year, right?
No.
So regular season, 2 games next week,
Yeah.
a week off, and then state playoffs. Huge game for you tonight in terms of PowerPoints, keeping your PowerPoint ranking very solid as it is right now.
Oh, definitely.
We got to get prepared.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to wish you guys the best of luck next week with your regular season and the state playoffs. I hope you guys go as far as you can go. I'm a fan of yours, the way you guys play the game. So you have a great coach in Rob Harrison. And can you tell me last thoughts about him? What has he meant to this program?
You know, this season has been a little bumpy. You know, towards the beginning of the season, we felt like we weren't playing as a team. And over the season, we started playing more as a team, but there's been these attitudes and all this other stuff going around, like extracurriculars, all this stuff, and it's kind of not brought us down, but not like Coach Buckner had talked. We want to be 100. He said we're about 88. We want to be 100. So what Rob's done, he had a talk with us this morning. And with him, it's more than basketball, and that's the best part about him. You know, some of us don't have dads. We look to him as a male figure in our life, and we really appreciate him more than we can never do anything to thank him enough.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Last question. The Bobcats didn't have Isaiah Murphy. He's their leading scorer. He's a very talented player, very versatile. I mean, obviously it would have been a stiffer challenge for you guys coming in here tonight. Did you know that he was not going to suit up for the Cats?
This morning I didn't, but as soon as I got here, you know, because I play club with him, so he's one of my boys. So I asked Frankie, I was like, you know, where's your boy Isaiah? And then he had this sad face, and I was like, what are you sad about? And then he told me, and, you know, I'm a competitor, so I was kind of bummed that he wasn't playing. You know, I want to be able to beat them when they have all their players. And, you know, we're missing Santino too, but I still, regardless, I want the full team just get a better game out of it. You know, it would have been a different game if he was playing.
For sure. Yeah, Santino Duarte, the talented junior forward, versatile with post-up moves. If you had him, I mean, that's a huge weapon that you're missing from your arsenal as well. I just wanted to thank you, Cesar Osuna and Jacob Inclán. A terrific performance here tonight for the Sunnyside Blue Devils. Inclán with 19 points, leading the Blue Devils, and Osuna with 5 points, and a very versatile, diverse attack here, filling up the stat sheet in all the positive ways that you want to see. I'm going to sign off for Bobcat TV. I'm Jason Miller, for Nathan Peterson, Alyssa Lubin, Autumn Weaver, Dennis McMurray, our entire staff that's working out here tonight. I want to thank you for tuning in. Be sure to log in and subscribe to our Bobcat TV channel on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Guys, congratulations and best of luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Signing off. And we want to remember, of course, Adrian Villanueva, who passed away this week at the age of 16. We send our thoughts and our prayers out to him and his family and to the students from Cienega High School to stay together, to be positive, to love one another and support each other and try to make an impact in society in Adrian's memory. So in honor of him, you see the photo of the young man in the prime of his youth, and we send our thoughts, prayers, and Best wishes to his family and friends, and God bless you, Adrian. Good night, everyone.